Part 3 of how I feel for my sneaky link. We jumped on a plane 4 o'clock that Thursday morning. We was heading home. My whole trip home, I'm like, bro, there's gotta be a reason this man needs to come to Dallas. When I got back to Dallas, I let him know that I made it home safely, and we continued our conversations via text. He was asking me what I did for a living, what I was doing, just random questions, to generate conversation. Of course, I let him know that I was the general manager of a Sonic. Then I told him I was renting Airbnbs, and when he was asking me what I was doing, I'd be like cooking, chilling, working, little small answers like that. Here he go, his little response. Don't be sitting here lying. Don't be sitting here talking about you cooking and you making ramen noodles or rotel dip. Little things like that. So I'm smirking and smiling because little do this man know I real life know how to throw that in the kitchen. But she'll never know because you ain't here. So of course our conversations carry on, and the next thing I know, I hear him say, well, I think I'm gonna come to Dallas because I want to go to the malls out there and promote my books. Bing bong, keep coming here. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then he proceeds to ask me, so if I needed a spot to stay at, could I stay in one of your Airbnbs? I'm like, yeah, that's cool. He was like, what about 3 months? Yeah, that's cool. What about 6 months, maybe a year? Yeah. Well, what you gonna charge me? Man, just pay the rent and you good over there. Now, little did I know, I'm being generous because I see what you're trying to do. I've watched your story from where you come from and where you're trying to go. So in my head, I'm like, yeah, shit, if I can help, I'ma help. I mean, that's me all the way around, but come on down. The unit that he came and lived in, I originally had for my little brother, but my little brother wasn't making enough money to be able to afford that type of rent by himself. So if you think you can afford it, come on down. I kid y'all not. Within like 3 weeks, and I may be pushing it, the man was pulling up in Dallas. He texted me at 9 o'clock in the morning, was like, I'm here. I jump up, brush my teeth real quick. I put on my robe. I still got a bonnet on, and I drive across the street to him. Now, while I'm driving up to the top floor of the parking garage, my heart is racing because not only have I seen you on the camera, I ain't never seen you in person. So what if you don't look the same? What if you don't look the part? What if you're real life short? Now I got to be disappointed and then play it off like I actually do still care. I continue my journey on up to the top floor. I bag my little Kia in next to him, and I see him get out. He got a duffel bag, and I'm like, oh my God. So I got to get it together real quick. So I jump up out of the car, and I walk over to him, and I'm like, what's up? He's like, what up, though? He reached out. He's like, you gonna give me a hug? I gave him a hug and everything. So I turn around. I'm like, the apartment is this way. And we start walking. Every bone in my body knew for a fact that this man was staring me up and down. But I'm so insecure, and I've been called ugly all of my life. I'm thinking like, nah, he ain't even interested in me, bro. Like, Sheree, you doing too much. You thinking too much. I punch in the code. I open the door. I hold it open for him. We walk in, and the apartment's right there. I punch in the code, and I walk in, and I'm like, this you. He looking around the unit like, interesting. I'm like, you like it? He was like, yeah, I do. For the next part, drop some prayer hands in the comment section. For those of y'all who can't wait, links in the bio for the book.